Moving in to our next team, the Detroit Lions, who were a couple plays away, a couple bad decisions in our opinion, away from the Super Bowl. So this year, our narrative for the Detroit Lions is Super Bowl or bust. I think Dan Campbell made it pretty clear last year that, sometimes you only get one opportunity. And he made it very clear that last year may have been their only opportunity. And I think the front office said, fuck that. And they went crazy in free agency. They, I don't want to say crazy. But they did add some good weapons. They added DJ Reader. They signed Kevin Zeitler, who's a good guard, probably one of the better guards in the league. They went out and drafted Terrion Arnold, who I thought was the best corner in the class. Then they go and get Ennis Rakestraw, who was projected to be an early round 2 corner. So obviously they lose Cam Sutton due to that issue. He's now on the Steelers, I believe. But overall, I really do like what the the Lions have done this offseason. And, I do think, they gave Goff the extension. They signed Amon-Ra St. Brown. They signed Penei Sewell. If Jameson Williams can take that step forward and Sam Laporta can continue to be as dominant as he was last year, this Lions offense should be fun to watch again, especially being able to retain Ben Johnson.
Oh, absolutely. I think, really at this point, Hunter, the biggest thing about the Lions is just like, if this O-line stays healthy and Jared Goff stays healthy, this is another potential Super Bowl run year. And let me rephrase that. Not potential. It's another Super Bowl run year where, all right, I guess potential was the right word, but I think that they're going to be right there in the NFC Championship, NFC Divisional at least, as long as they can just keep Jared Goff healthy and the O-line stays healthy, because you legitimately have the number 1 ranked center in all of football in Frank Ragnow. You legitimately have the number 1 tackle in all of football at this point in Penei Sewell. And it's not like you have anything shabby outside of that, right? You got Decker as your left tackle, who's been playing fantastic. Glasnow, who played really good last year, as your left guard. And then you already said Zeitler on your right guard, who was also playing really good football still this late into his career. This line is going to move grown men at will next year as long as they just stay healthy. It really doesn't even matter. You put this O-line against any D-line, it's still going to be a damn competitive, right. There's going to be no advantages or disadvantages. This line is ready to go against any D-line in football. That's where we stand right now. But then that's the beautiful part, is that the Lions mirror that so well with their own defensive line. They have talent all over. I mean, look, if Marcus Davenport could just have a fully healthy season for really the first year in his career at this point, there's no holes on this defensive line. I mean, if Marcus Davenport, Aleem McNeil, DJ Reader, and Aiden Hutchinson are the 4 out there for the whole season, all 17 games, I mean, this is the best trench unit in all of football.
And Aiden Hutchinson is really turning into that difference maker. Like, he is really turning into that guy.
Here's the way you mean Hutch?
Yeah, Hutch.
Yo, he became elite so much quicker than I thought he was going to, and it's a testament to how they're developing their guys down there in Detroit.
100%. I mean, I think the biggest thing, it's going to be Goff, right? Like, it's going to be 100%. Goff in that secondary. Like, if the secondary can fix up, which, I mean, after getting Carlton Davis and, drafting those corners, I don't know how you don't clean up the secondary room. But for the price point that Goff is at, I know the cap hit doesn't really hit this year, but if Goff can just be good, maybe even just a little bit better than good, this team has one of the best rosters in the NFL. Like, it's not really a question. Like, their team is very good. So I don't know how much there is that. I guess, okay, let's go back to the point just quickly about the Super Bowl or bust. Do you think if the Lions don't win the Super Bowl this year, or at least make it to the Super Bowl this year, that they'll be able to be as dominant next year? And I know the season hasn't even played out yet. We haven't gotten to this point. But is that a reality where after this year, they're not going to be Super Bowl contenders?
No, and look, you know what? It kind of correlates to what I was going to say next. It doesn't, but it does. But you stick with me for a sec here, and you're going to know exactly what I'm saying. Because, again, a little personal anecdote section here. I remember vividly, right, the years leading up to the Saints Super Bowl, where we would get close, and then we finally got the job done. God willing, thank the Lord, right? We finally get the job done. I think, but the thing is, though, let's say that we did it, right? Like, let's go on a little time travel, and let's say the Saints didn't get that done that year, and let's say, right? I think that it would affect the history course a lot moving forward in a lot of different ways. And again, all right, that's all hypotheticals. It's all, well, that didn't happen. But what I'm trying to say and to correlate to the Lions situation is when you're a team that's been struggling for so long and you're that close, like you're that close to getting over the hump, but then you just don't do it. Or even like, let's say we even bring another sport into this. As Chicagoland, Nate, as we know, when the Cubs were in that World Series and they were that close, if they didn't get that job done, could you imagine how just distraught the organization, the fans, the city, it leaves a lingering effect. I think when you're the Lions at this point, you really have a responsibility almost to the city. And I'm not saying this lightly. They know it, where you're carrying that city on your back. Like these people are desperate to see their team finally get the job done. There are old people that the time's ticking. They're like, I want to see the Lions win a bowl, right? Like there's a legitimate pressure where if you know that you're this close, but you have to get it done soon, it adds a lot of pressure onto the scale, right? And that's where the Lions are at right now. And we're going to see, as they say, Hunter, pressure makes diamonds. I guess we're going to find out if this Lions roster is full of diamonds or if it was all just, what's the word here? What do they call them? What do they call fake diamonds?
Cuban zirconiums.
We're gonna find out if this Lions roster was a bunch of diamonds or a bunch of cubic zirconium.
That's what's gonna be.
That's the best way we could say it.
That's gonna be the title of the video: are the Lions diamonds or cubic zirconiums? And then we'll get 0 views because it will not play to the algorithm at all. Moving in,
scientists clicking on the video.
Yeah, literally. They're like, "What the fuck is this?"